Hey everybody, it's Arlo. Today I'm going to be using the Arc System 3 by IK Multimedia with my Adam T8V monitors. I'm going to try to improve the listening experience in this untreated home studio. You're going to want to check this out. Stick around. So I've already downloaded the Arc System 3 from the IK Multimedia site. I've got it loaded up into my computer, you can see here. So first, this is the first screen. There's a little tutorial button here you can hit. It'll take you to the YouTube channel so you can see how it works before you do it. Then you come in here, you've got your choice between what mics you're going to use, so you can use the ones from IK. We're going to be using the generic measurement mic. I've got one from DBX, it's the RTAM that I got with my drive rack PA that I use when I'm doing live sound, which is this guy back here. So we're going to be trying to use that. They want you to upload if you can, a mic calibration file. It's a text file for the generic mic. I looked all over, couldn't find it, and then I found in a forum where they were saying that they don't have a calibration file for that mic because DBX doesn't make the mic. There's another company that makes it for a bunch of other companies, so there's no calibration file to be had. I'm going to reach out to DBX and just double check, but for today I want to run through this and just see what happens. So we're going to give it a shot, see what it comes up with. Next up, you set up your output device, which is my Yamaha Steinberg interface, and my left and right outputs are through the interface, and then the input device is the Steinberg ASIO. We're using mic channel number 1 on the interface, and you will be turning on a phantom power for that mic, so we'll have to turn that on as well. Next up, they have what's your listening area. I've measured in between my speakers. I'm usually not like right here, sitting one ear to the right speaker. I'm sitting out here. And I've measured so where I'm sitting out here is equal to the distance between these two speakers. This room is not treated. It's not a good setup for a home studio. I'm in a corner. There are some curtains that go around the room that keeps the room pretty quiet. Like there's not a lot of heavy reverb, or it's a fairly quiet room. So we'll see how bad my room really is once we get to the room analysis, because it's going to show us the EQ, like how is this room, what's it look like. So we're going to be doing this project studio. That seems closest to what I've got set up here. You can also do studio monitor spot. So you got a big desk mixer in front of you with your speakers on stands in the back. They have a wide area, so if you're sitting there with 2 people working on some music. And there's a back area, so if you got like a client couch, like you're doing, you're running the mix here, and you got clients in the back listening, you can run it for that. Or you can do the movie studio home theater, which I didn't know that was in there, so this will be great when I go to do my 20-seat home theater that I have back by the kids' room there. I wish. So we're gonna be doing Project Studio, that'll be good. Next up is positioning the microphones and then doing the room analysis. So stick around. All right. So the next thing I did was I closed all the curtains because I wanted to have it with the curtains closed, because usually that's if I'm mixing with them shut. So it's darker in here. That's why it's dark. We've got the screen on here is telling me to position our RTA mic. So I got set up here where my ears usually are. So it's on the same height. I sat in the chair here and made sure it's the same height. And it's also the same distance from this speaker to that speaker. So I'm trying to get it as good as possible there. So next screen, it's going to have us do the play test. And this is where we'll set our input level on the microphone. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to be quiet. All right, so we got that. Next up, room analysis, we're going to do measure layer 1. So we're going to do a bunch of different measurements here. They said 7 to 8 minutes. Okay, time me. It's going to be longer than that. but I'll speed up the video for you so you don't have to sit here for 20 minutes. All right, so I got all the room measurements done. Yeah, it only took about, it was like 8 or 9 minutes, like they said. It wasn't long. I wasn't being like super accurate, like trying to be like, well, this, I'm putting this one in the exact same spot as the last measurement. I put them in about the same area. And that's, I watched a video, and I think it was the president of IK, where they're based over in Europe, was talking, it doesn't need to be down to the millimeter or anything. You just have to need it in the certain spots. They have you set it at the microphone at 3 different heights. So you start out 6 inches below the ear, and you do about 9 measurements, and then you do right at the ear, same measurements, and then they have it raise it 6 inches above the ear, and you do the 9 measurements again. So it's, I think 27 is what it was. I forget. It was a bunch, but it didn't take long. So let's see what happens next. So so they're saying, hey, you're almost there. So now you just want to pick the profile of the speaker you're using. Let's see what they got here. Got a bunch of different stuff. They have, I'm gonna go back. There was that one that looked like an Adam, more expensive. This one here. Like, I guess we're gonna go with that, right? Because you see the little, their famous tweeter in there. So I think we're gonna knock on that one. Correction name. Oh, you gotta name it. That's right. So we're gonna name this Adam 1. All right. Okay. We'll do Adam 1. We'll hit this. We'll save. All right. Your room has been saved. Ready for use in Arc 3 plugin. Click quit to close Arc. All right. So we're gonna quit that, and then next up, we'll be loading up my Cubase, and we're gonna put it on there. So let's do that next. Let's just open up the, we'll open up Satch song. Let's see. That's the Satriani song that I recorded. I just did a mixing video on that. If you want to learn about some of the T-Rack stuff from IK, you can click on that. I went over the British channel and the Black 76. So definitely check that out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button too, so you know when I have these videos come, and hit the little bell. Just really appreciate you checking out my videos. It's cool. So here I got Satch song loaded up. Make sure that's not too loud. And then, so let's do, okay, we'll just open up. I gotta do a screen capture here for you. So let's, we'll start that. So that way you can see what I got going on. All right, this should be working here now. Let's go to the stereo out. Open this up. I'm gonna guess it's on other. Yep, right there, Arc 3. Okay, so there you have it. Wow, this is pretty wild. So Adam, that's the name of our measurement. And then, yeah, so then we can click these buttons to see the before and after. Let's take off the after. So this is before. Looks pretty nice here, I guess. But you can see in the low end here, like we've got a lot of low end rumble, probably because this is in the corner here, I'm guessing. I'm guessing we've got a ton of low end problem. Maybe. So let's just see here if we click on, there's the left one. Wow. So you can see here in the orange, let's take off the before. So now this is what Arc 3 has done, is it's taken all that heavy, here I'll put the left on, all that bass that was popping through here and dying down through here. Around 200 hertz, we had a big push in 200 hertz. So it looks like it's corrected out the low end really well, up through the highs and mids. It's also done some correction, gotten it closer to the target, the white flat line. So definitely much, you know, on the left one there, you can see we were big, boom, boom, big high there. And then now, this is what we're at now, is just a lot flatter. Okay. Let's check out the right before. Ugh, that one's even more. Where's the left? Yeah, see the right one, probably because I'm in this corner here, we're just getting a lot of low end, like huge bits low end. Oh, wow. Yeah, so the room needs some help there. Let's look at the right after. Much flatter through there. So this has really done a bunch of correction. That's both speakers after. So very flat. Let's go back to the before. Oh man, this is cool. That, yeah, it's just all over the place there. Look how bad that is. Yeah, wow, this is great. So very cool. So the thing we got to do next is see how it sounds, comparing it on and off. We might have to start up another video here for you. They also have this natural linear phase down here. We want it to be in the natural, from what I heard. They like that for the home studio untreated environment. It's better in this natural phase. That's what like I was saying, the Philip and IK Multimedia was saying that. So I don't know. Let me try to turn this off, and I'm going to turn the arc off here. And I'm going to just slide back to my listening spot. I don't have the screen capture set to record the audio from the DAW here, so you're going to hear the room sound. I may do that later, but I wasn't thinking that. So I'll listen to it and I'll see if I can tell anything. And let's just see what happens here. So I'm going to move back to my regular spot where I sit. And we're going to turn this up a little bit. So let's see here. Alright, now I'm going to turn the arc I had off. Sounds like the way I remember it. Now let's see if I can notice any difference. Let's start from the beginning there. Wow. Bass drum way quieter. Jeez. Wow, that's interesting. It made the whole mix way quieter. Huh, that's interesting. Let's turn it off again and just look at the main stereo out here. Let's see where we're hitting when we're playing here. See, it's pegging way up here. Let's turn it back on. Now let's see where that's at. Wow. So see how much lower we were up in here, now it's way down here. And it still sounds to me like the mix still sounds the same, like I still hear the things the same, but it just made everything a lot less boomier, and it made it a lot quieter. So, and I think that's what we saw in the ARC, right? So we're seeing that it corrected a lot of this low end. It took all this out and made that flatter. Also did some stuff in the high end, so it really quieted the whole thing down. So that's interesting. So I'm gonna have to wrap my head around that a little bit more. So that's just what I'm seeing. It just really brought everything much quieter, but still very clear. Like I can hear everything in there the same way. It's just not ripping at the same level on my interface. So that's neat. What else? The other thing you can do, there's this virtual monitoring where you can change it to different types of speakers. So you can change it to, you know, the Yamaha, the N10, NS10. Or you can turn it into like a smartphone, which might be cool because a lot of people are watching these YouTube videos in smartphone. Wow, look at that. So when it does that, then it turns it into that. I wonder what that, let me see what that sounds like. Yeah, so that's interesting. So you do it with a smartphone, then there's zero low end. It's just all this. That's what it looks like in the ARC there. All you hear is this up in here. Wow, that's pretty cool. And then you can also do car stereo. Let me see what the car stereo sounds like. Yeah, so that sounds closer to what I usually have. It sounds like car stereo. So that's pretty cool. So this is interesting. So I got more work to do on this but I think this is going to be really helpful because it did make everything a lot quieter. I can hear stuff better, and I'm not getting all that. I'm not going to get all that real heavy, all that heavy low end. I think that's a problem. So very cool, I think. So I'm going to need a little while to mess with this. I'll start using this on my mixes the next month here, and you know, maybe in another couple weeks we'll do another one of these, and we'll talk more about what I learned from this, using it in my mixes. So very cool, IK. All right, so I'm gonna get going for now. I got some music I'm gonna work on today. Maybe use the ARC 3 if I'm get to mixing mode here. Hope you get to play some guitar today. Have a good day now.